For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
Welcome to Kranj in Slovenia for the 19th and final World Cup stop on the IFSC Climbing World Cup Tour. As usual, it's the final World Cup of the year here in Kranj, the 19th event and the 4th largest city in Slovenia with a population of just over 54,000. Crowd were queuing outside the venue for the hot ticket item in Slovenia tonight, as climbing has become one of the most popular sports in this country. This is our venue. We're in the Slatopolia Sports Hall, which is next to, actually part of a school sports hall, and we're live here tonight in Kranj for the top 8 climbers in men's and women's. There's a very impressive graphic on screen, which I'm looking from our local TV here in Slovenia TV, showing you the routes. We've got some very interesting routes to show you. But first of all, we're going to have a look at the start list, and let's have a look at the men's start list. These are the 8 athletes we're going to be seeing here tonight, and a very talented list indeed. Local Slovenians are happy to see Domen Skofic setting off first, then Gisolfi, Schubert, who we saw from an interview yesterday. We've loaded lots of interviews up to the YouTube channel today. YouTube already going to be taking the gold for lead overall this year. Then there's Poglanki from Spain, de Grange from France, McCall from Canada, Amma from Japan, and Ondra from the Czech Republic. One of the most amazing things about climbing, there are 8 athletes, there are 8 different countries represented. Quite incredible. Let's have a look at the women's finals here. And, well, there's 2 Austrians and 2 Japanese, but it's still a very widespread. In fact, 2 Slovenians here as well. Posh, Vidmar, Verhoeven, Pils, Kobayashi, Noguchi, Kim, and, of course, to the joy of many Slovenians, Mina Markovic qualified in first place, just less than an inch away from the touching the top, and she will be going last of all. Well, it's a really good atmosphere here tonight. There's a big crowd. There's not many spare seats around here, and it's certainly going to be pretty exciting. Really looking forward to tonight's action. We're live here on Slovenian national television as well. And we spoke to one of the athletes, Kim Jain, who's already taken the lead competition overall for 2014. And we had a little chat with her earlier. And this is what she's had to say. Okay, Kim Jain, it's great to see you again here at the end of the season. And it's been a brilliant season for you, hasn't it? You've won a lot of golds here.
Yeah, actually around 3 days ago, I realized that I am overall ranking first. That point really lucky for me, but today I don't know, but I'm still nervous, but I think I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think especially in Asia tour, I had a lot of mistakes in Korea and also in China. Yeah, it was quite tough for me, but now I want to just focus on my enjoyment, so I think it helped me a lot.
You've dominated this season like we haven't seen for a long time. Do you feel yourself that you're climbing as good as you ever have? Do you feel very strong right now?
Actually, last year I injured my knee, so this season I decided to don't participate in the bouldering. So it was not happy for me, but in the other side, it's a little bit helps for me. So actually, after this World Cup, I will move to Innsbruck for surgery, and I hope to more like development for my climbing. Yeah.
Do have one more question. Does this mean you're going to come and do some bouldering next season? Do you hope so?
Yeah, I hope so because bouldering also very excited for me. So I cannot give up.
Well, it will be fantastic to see you bouldering again, and you and Akio can have your little battle again, Japan versus Korea next season. But you've been brilliant this season. Thank you very much. Well, perfect timing. Wonderful to see the interview with Kim, and the athletes have just come out on to the floor and they get their observation time here. And a big cheer for Domin Skofic. Let's just take in some of this atmosphere. So the athletes get introduced, and 3 Slovenians here in the final 16. Noticeably, the 2 Slovenians in green jackets are just stuck together, and of course they're going to help each other out. And very pleased to say, joining me here is triple, I do apologise, I said double last time, triple world youth champion, Sebastian Halanki. And Sebastian, it's great to have you on board, and welcome.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for welcoming me. Well, I'm really pleased to be co-commentating again this evening. Although I would have liked to be in finals, of course, but well, I've been satisfied, and I'm now happy to be commentating with you.
No, well, I'll tell you what, your loss is our gain. So you may not be in the final, but we're happy to have you here and to talk us through what's going on. And you know, we have a little bit of time here. We can see the athletes are looking at the wall, and we do have a lot of climbers who are watching who really know what's going on. But for those who are new to the sport, just explain what are the climbers doing down there? You know, what are they looking at? What are they trying to do?
Well, at the moment they're basically trying to read the route, as we say it in climbers' language. They're trying to basically figure out the best way how to climb all the sequences right until the top. So they're watching with which hand they're going to use which of those holds, which foothold positions they're going to choose. They're basically like choosing the right beta in order to find the easiest way, if you can call it the easiest way in such hard routes, but yeah, finding the best way to reach the top of the route. And it's really interesting thing because for the ones who are not used to seeing this, it looks kind of funny with all the movements of arms and feet, but you really try to imagine how does it feel like climbing in that route. Like you're trying to feel every single movement, so it's a really important part of the competition.
Yeah, and we saw you yesterday, Sebastian, on this wall, and just tell us, how did you find climbing on the wall yesterday?
Well, like always, Kranj was pretty good for me. I really like the wall in Kranj here because it's actually pretty short, and the routes, well, you don't need that much of endurance, and yeah, the routes are normally quite interesting, and just like that they were yesterday, so I enjoyed climbing a lot here. Although I didn't feel fit at all, as I was ill for a long time. As some people know, I had to break up the Asia tour. Actually, I was already going there, but then I got really sick, and I had to travel back home before, and I've been ill for 3 weeks, and now I just started climbing 2 weeks ago. without any expectations, I actually went here. I didn't plan to go here, but then I said to myself, oh no, well, let's try it. Although I'm not fit at all, and for the fact I'm just not fit, I'm so satisfied about my 13th place.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you know, we know, like, you know, you don't win 3 world championships at youth level without having some real talent. And, you know, you must be going through an interesting spell when, you know, you're watching some of these greats, like Ramon Julien Blanc, you know, has been an absolute legend. He's
Definitely.
33 years old. You know, he won't be around forever. And when you watch, like, you know, we were watching yesterday up in the green area where they put like a hold up there, which was a foothold. But a lot of even Jakob got it wrong. And it was really interesting to see somebody with the experience of Ramon go up there, put his hand there, and then go, hold on a minute, this isn't right. I'm being lured into a trap.
Yeah.
And you know, are you looking for things like that all the time to say, there's a trap there, and they tricked Jakob. And if you trick Jakob, you know, he knows he's climbing, doesn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Like, definitely really important to find out those things, and that's really also a matter of experience, and it's good to observe.
Yeah. Here is the male route, which we're taking. We're sort of dismissing some of the early parts of the route, which is possibly a little bit unfair, but you know, typically in climbing, and I think you know you'll agree with me here, Sebastian, is that the early part of the route isn't technically difficult, but it's there to sap the strength. It's there to make the arms go. And then when you get to the business end, which is this top half that we're looking at here, this is the male route. These are the bits where really now the power has to put. You know, is that correct, Sebastian? You know, do you realise when you're climbing the early bit, you go, they've done this to make me, you know, they're going to make me work hard.
Yeah, for sure. Normally, if you're observing the route, if you're doing the route observation, you're already trying to check, like, all right, like this first lower part might be a little bit easier, just maybe with some technical stuff, but not too hard, and this stuff is going to be pretty hard there. Like, usually you're trying to realize what did the route setters plan to do in order to bring you out, and then you're trying to avoid this to happen.
Yeah. If we could we look at that route again, because I just wanted Sebastian to make a comment, if that's possible, Mr. Director. He gives me a nod, so that's good news. We're actually just having a bit of stutter on that graphic, on that camera angle there. I'm not sure why that is. Slightly bad connection, but I just wanted you. Here we go. So just give us a little thought. We're looking from hold 24 onwards. This is the male route.
I would actually say, unfortunately, it's really not showing here the whole route, because already the first part, which we are able to see here, I believe, to those 3 yellow holes there, which are pretty round on the
just
blue
below.
volume. Yeah. And the edge before, there's some kind of tick mark on the left. From that position, you may have to jump.
Okay.
Eventually, as a double dyno, to those next 2 yellow balls.
Yeah.
I believe this might be a jump, or if it's not a jump, it's a really, really long dynamical move. And after that, I think the next few movements are really uncomfortable, but not too hard to climb, actually.
Yeah.
But it could be that some people are falling out there because they got kind of mentally sucked of the jump, or even physically if they didn't do it really right.
Yeah.
And after that, it's a little bit endurance-based until those blue and black triangles.
Yeah.
And the next few movements look pretty hard again, actually.
Yeah.
Like, they look pretty athletic.
28 to 29 looks like quite a long
exactly.
distance. Yeah. And I'm looking at it here. It looks a long way. I don't know how anybody's going to get across there.
Yeah,
but
for sure. It's like from 27 or 26, 27, 28, 29. Those movements, they look pretty hard, actually.
Well, let's have a quick look at the women's, because I know the athletes will be coming out. We want to show a quick interview as well. So here's the women's. As you see, they're using this big green boulder on the right-hand side, then coming across onto the left. You know, what we'll do is we can talk about this once they're up there. But before the first climbers coming out, we have a couple of minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to, actually, we spoke to the organiser here, Tomo, as everybody knows him. He's been around in Kranj since day one. He was running events here in 1988, in the days that there used to be outdoor events, and he's been involved in every one of the 19 years of IFSC tournaments here in Kranj. This is what he had to say.
Okay,
Hi, very happy to be speaking. Tomo Chesan, organiser here in Kranj 2014. This is the 19th year of the event here. How long have you been involved at this event?
19 years.
You were here from the very beginning?
Yes, I'm here from very beginning.
And how has it changed over those years from back in 1995?
Well, a lot. You know, first at the beginning, in fact, we have to show our sport public that this is not just a village competition, that it's about World Cup. Okay, then the system at that time was different, just one qualification and long finals and so on. At the beginning we didn't have television live, so everything goes a little different, and then every year more and more. Of course we need some experiences how to do, and I can say that let's say in the last 10 years it's more or less like that.
And it's amazing to think that you're live on national TV here, also around the world. Over the next few months there'll be 20, 30, 40, 50,000 will watch the action here tonight.
That's cool. That's cool. I have to say that we really have a good communication with our television. Of course, as I said at the beginning, we have to prove them that this is not just like that it's really serious, that these athletes are the best athletes in the world, and so they realize that this is important for the country, and that they just have to make it live. So we have good connections. At the beginning, of course, we had a lot of meetings because they didn't understand how the sport goes, so where to put the cameras and so on. This is at the beginning quite important, and after now they know everything.
It's no coincidence, I'm sure, that the Slovenian national team are very, very strong and one of the top climbing countries on the tour. And do you feel that is because that you being involved and having this wall here, and there's also other walls around, that that has really helped the country, and you have a very strong climbing setup, especially with the women at the moment?
I think that one of the most important reasons is one girl. She was the first girl from our team that she could come into the final, and I was her trainer, and then in a few years she became a world champion. And so Martina Schufer now she lives in France. She's married there, and so I think that she was really important person for the sport, because when you have some athletes who are very far from you, and then you don't have a feeling that this is also possible for you. But when the young climbers, they have her, so they can talk with her, and she was a kind of proof that also other girls and boys, they can do. If she make a success, so it's possible, and they share informations and so on, train together, and this was, let's say, really good thing. And then other girls, they just train, and since then we have quite a good team. Yeah. Although the base is, in Slovenia is 2 million of people. Yeah. That's nothing. Yeah. So I still don't understand how this is possible.
But if you look at some of the countries, France, Great Britain, Germany, they have a much bigger pool. You have such a small country, and yet you're competing at such a great level. Just one final question. Next year is the 20th year. Have you got any special plans to mark the anniversary?
Not yet. I have to finish first this one, and then relax, and then we will see. Yeah. I don't know what we will do.
Well, I'll let you think about that in the meantime. But Tomo, it's brilliant meeting you here, and congratulations, being involved for so long on the tour, and you must have seen some amazing changes over those years. And good luck to Slovenia for the finals tonight.
Yes, we're gonna win.
Thank you very much.
I hope.
Well, that was great to hear the words from our good friend Tomo, who is the event organizer here in Kranj. It's always fascinating. We seem to be having a little bit of a problem with that camera for some reason. We are using local TV pictures with our camera work intermixed, and we are any minute. Here we go. Off we go, and the locals are going to be thrilled already. It's Domen Skofic.
Yeah, finally Domen Skofic coming. And I believe it was actually his it is his very first final here in Kranj.
Yeah.
He has been already for 2 years really often in finals, actually, at least last year and this year.
Yeah.
But he has never managed to do any finals in Kranj so far. So this now is his very first finals here, and I think he's really psyched to be in finals in front of his home crowd. And yeah, I hope he will do a great performance. He has been just so strong this year, and I think he's having a great potential to climb really far in this route.
Yeah, the crowd are getting into. They like their Queen round here. There's a lot of Queen music being played. The Urban Primozic just missed out on qualification as well. He was in 9th place.
Yeah, I know those things.
He was
the 9th places are always awful.
Yeah.
Like me in the World Cup in IMS this year. Also,
that was you.
Also being 9th place, it's horrible. Just it sucks.
It's terrible. And
but that's the way it goes.
Primozic missed out also on countback because he actually reached the same height as the other guys. It was his qualification that came in. Well, so far nothing difficult. So if you're climbing this, tell us what you're thinking now. There's nothing difficult here. He's just, he seems to have gone up fairly quickly. He's having a bit of a break here.
But now I believe this next approaching move might be really difficult.
Yeah, he's choking quite regular here.
Now he might have a little rest, but the next movement looks really, really long. And I'm curious how he's going to do this.
Yeah.
And he's going for the double dino, and he got to stick it. Really nice. Well done.
Yeah.
That's what I supposed what was going to happen. In fact, they do have a double dino here. Yeah. But he stuck it really nice, and I think he didn't waste any power here, and he's still looking super fresh. Just really well done.
Well, that got the crowd going. I don't think they expected the dyno there. He's reached up, and he's already he's reached that's hold number 24. So on our little line graphic that you had there, that's where we start our counting. And I think our experts, you can just see the hold. There's a lot of choke on those hands.
Yeah, for sure there is. And he's still looking super fresh. And actually, I mean, this hold, maybe on the screen it looks quite good, but it's very slopey for sure. And the holds where those guys are resting, well, for most of the climbers, there are not any resting positions at all. They're just hard even to hold.
Yeah.
So now I think it starts getting physically a lot harder here. I think now the next movement, might be quite hard. Oh, but he's still looking pretty good there.
That camera is going on and off all the time. It keeps
and he stuck the next move. Still looking really solid here. What a nice climbing from Domen.
This is a great start from Skofic.
Wow, I think that move was really hard for sure. But he's still on. And unfortunately, I think he just slipped. He might have climbed even a little bit further, I believe, but I saw his foot slipping for a tiny bit, and then he just lost a bit his body tension.
Yeah. Well, the crowd are giving him a warm round of applause here. And Domen Skofic, I think, I think there was a few worried route setters down on the front table.
Yeah.
I was chatting to Christian, fellow German. We're just watching. Let's have a look at this. There's the dyno.
Oh yeah, that was really nice done. And it's so exciting to watch that dyno. And I think it might really get to struggle a few.
This is where he came off. Oh yeah, the foot.
Yeah, it's just. I think he could have climbed further.
Yeah, the left foot just went there, and that's why he came off. So it wasn't that he didn't get a good grip with his left hand.
Yeah, I believe he was already pumped for sure, because the movement he did before was quite hard, I think.
Yeah.
But he still got to stick it pretty well, and I believe, yeah, it was probably because of his foot. But still, let's see what it will be worth. But I think it was a very good go.
Yeah. Stefano Ghisolfi of Italy, and I think the route setters, as you said earlier, it's probably the worst thing in a final if your first man out actually tops.
Oh yeah,
that's like a nightmare scenario.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
a real nightmare scenario, because then you know for quite sure, at least usually, that the route might have been a little bit too easy.
Yeah. But having said that, just looking at the results, Skofic, who competed in the Asia Tour, was second in Mokpo, fourth in Wujiang, and third in Inzai. So, he's possibly, although he started eighth, he's got his eye on a medal, and so, he's possibly an athlete who may finish up a little bit higher.
Yeah, for
by
sure.
the end of the day.
He definitely does have this potential. And actually, the one who we are seeing here, Stefano Ghisolfi, had his first victory in a World Cup this year in
Wujiang,
China, in
yeah.
Wujiang, exactly. And it was actually, I believe, quite a surprise as well for him, but it was way deserved.
I believe it was a big surprise as well, because in last place was Adam Ondra, and in second last place was Jakob Schubert. So
yeah, that was the real surprise of the day for sure.
That was incredible. But yeah, Ghisolfi, 21 years old, from Torino in Italy, and he was 10th in the World Championships. He's competed a lot this year, and was a 6th in Mokpo and first gold medalist in Wujiang in China. He's had a good season.
Yeah, for sure. I think his season had like quite a few ups and downs. Sometimes he did so good in finals and in semi-finals, and sometimes he just didn't get into the competition, and then it just didn't work well at all. But that's climbing.
Yeah.
It's quite common that those things happen.
We are keeping an eye out on Twitter. I know there is a lot of people talking on YouTube as well, and I will be going onto the YouTube page and looking for comments.
He also stuck the jump. I believe the jump is actually not physically too hard, but it's getting you a little bit nervous, because in such a jump, mainly as it's not too high, it's like still really low on the route actually, you just don't want to fall there, because if you are falling there, you're probably going to be last.
Yeah. If you have any questions, do fire them to us on Twitter. Hashtag IFSCWC, as you see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, or I will try and keep an eye on YouTube, but Twitter is definitely the better way to get hold of us. Any questions for Sebastian Helenki, who's next to me, we will gladly take. And Ghisolfi, no problems at all here, not showing any signs of tiredness either.
No, for sure, it's looking pretty good here, and I believe on this hold he's going to shake out a little bit, but probably not too long. Yeah, for sure, not too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like kind of slopey, and even if it's having a good surface, I think it's not allowing to rest really well there. Oh,
Ooh,
that
nice.
was a really risky movement, and I think it for sure took a little bit of juice from him.
Now this is the area where this is sapping the strength, isn't it? He's under the ceiling. He's pointing downwards, and there's this is taking a lot of power out the arms to hold himself here, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And mainly the way he did this movement was not the most efficient way, so I think he lost quite a lot of power there actually.
Yeah.
And now this movement looks pretty hard actually, but he was able to stick it quite well.
Yeah, still doing well.
Just keeps going on pretty hard, I think. Now reaching the cross movement, the next one actually.
So this is where
yeah, this is where Domen had kind of troubles, but he still managed to hold it.
And Ghisolfi will be in second place, because Domen Skofic actually managed to get a hold on that particular hold. I think that was. I need to check our graphics to see 32 plus has been given to him by the looks of things, and it looks like Skofic will be in the lead currently, so he'll be a happy man. We'll just look at the replay here. That's Yes, of course, the local TV are always very impressed with a dyno.
Yeah, definitely. Well, such a dyno is like really exciting to watch.
This is where he went. Look at that. Oh,
Yeah, that movement is really awkward, I think, because you really have to stick this hold well, and basically the timing is very important for that movement. If your body is coming out before you get to stick this move,
yeah.
then you will for sure fall.
Yeah.
So body tension, timing, and the power in your forearms need to be just synchronized in the right way.
Yeah. Jakob Schubert of Austria. He is already going to be the overall gold medalist for lead climbing in 2014. We've had a couple of great interviews with him earlier.
And for him it's also always really interesting to watch, because sometimes he doesn't qualify that high in semifinals,
Yeah.
but through in finals you know that if he is in finals, you know he is always able to win, because he's impressive in his mind, and he doesn't even need to be the very fittest, but
Yeah.
through he is able to win because he's just able to take out everything on the single day of the competition. So I'm really curious
It was
what's
very
going to happen here.
It was really interesting to see him in the semi-final yesterday, because up on the big green boulder, the big round one, if you were watching yesterday, Jakob actually never worked out that the hold that was put in as a bit of a trick hold that was really a foot, he
Yeah.
actually put his hand on, and it caught a number of the less experienced athletes out. And I think a few people were surprised that Jakob actually was caught out by that one, and we saw some other athletes who realised very quickly that that was a foothold and not a hand one.
But it was a little bit hard to recognize this, actually, I have to confess, from down. When you were observing the route, you didn't see it that well. So nobody had a really exact plan on this position. I still remember for the observation.
Yeah. Jakob having no trouble so far.
But I think he's actually a little bit with the wrong hand on the hold. I think he needs to be there with the right hand. So he may have to climb backwards, or he's going to match. Yeah, and that's what he's doing. He's just matching that hold
Yeah.
and going further on his way. I think by the moment he's not finding so well inside of that route. Now the jump, looking a little bit nervous, but he's sticking it.
Yeah.
Well done.
No problems yet. So we're already a minute in, and this is one of the little factors as well with lead climbing is, how quickly can these guys get up there? We noticed with your climb, you were up so fast. You looked as if you had a dinner date or something that evening.
Yeah, well, I had to climb really fast yesterday because I don't have any endurance yet. So I knew I had to run up this route if I just wanted to get any high in that route.
Yeah,
well, and
yeah.
I guess for my possibilities that I had yesterday, it worked out pretty well.
We're having a fascinating chat. In fact, on the next climb we will talk about different body types and how it works for lead and bouldering. We'll do that next. But because here Jakob Schubert is now getting towards what we call the business end now. This is where we've identified that things start to get a bit tricky. I think none of these climbers are going to have trouble getting up there. There's a nice little dyno, but those holds are big holds. And
yeah, those holds are still pretty fine. I mean, they're not really big in a conventional way. Like for most of the normal climbers, those holds are for sure not quite big. But actually, for World Cup, they're still pretty okay. Like you can shake there out a little bit.
I do say big in terms of international level.
Yeah, in international level for sure.
This is the one thing, isn't it? That climbing in your local gym. A lot of climbers would really just have trouble getting anywhere near this sort of.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, you have to realize that basically the World Cup final route is usually an 8C route, if you want to express it in grades. Like, it's always hard to grade actually a competition route. I don't like doing this, but in order to get an idea, a hard 8C is for sure.
Of course, Jakob has had a finger injury, and he still says he's not 100% now. He has won World Cups. When he said he really didn't consider himself good enough to take a gold when he was out in China, but he has been performing very, very well. And to say this is not 100% for Jakob Schubert, he's certainly not doing badly at all. He had a lot of the Boulder season off, and so that meant that, of course, Sean McCall had a sort of easier run through, and Sean has taken the overall title of lead, speed, and bouldering combined. But Jakob has taken the lead title.
And I think Jakob is really having troubles here. And
As he is.
I already supposed he was going to fall here when I saw him in the movements before. I think just by the simple fact he didn't get into that route so good from the beginning, I think he took himself out a lot of steam. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He has already won the overall World Cup season this year, so he could just enjoy his climb. And
well, I think you're absolutely right, Sebastian. That's one of the things I love about having you in the commentary box, because you can spot when they're in trouble literally 5 seconds beforehand, and you knew that Jakob was going down there, didn't you?
yeah, for sure. Well, it was for me at least looking like that.
Yeah, he was definitely having a bit of trouble there.
Yeah, for sure. You already see the way his shoulder is going there, like already inwards. So this is definitely always a sign that it's not going along anymore.
3 athletes have gone. Skofic still leads with a 33 plus, Schubert a 32 plus, and Gisolfi also 32 plus. So it is in that area where the blue area is. We've got the next climber to come out, and well, what a climber this man is. Ramon Julian Pablanc of Spain,
Our oldest finalist here,
33 years old.
just his career is just a really, really impressive one, I have to confess. Already so long he has been on such a high level climbing, and he's still just physically so unbelievable fit. And it's always exciting to watch him climbing, because he's such a small guy. Like, he's only 153 as far as I know, and for him some of the routes are just so hard to climb with his body height. So it's just impressive what he's doing here, and
it's amazing. I think for any climber to go beyond 30 years old is considered, quite exceptional. And here is Ramon at 33, and he's still managing it. Incredible athlete and an incredible physique. Just look at those muscles on the arms. This guy is he's got so much climbing.
This muscular definition is just unbelievable for him. Like, I don't know any other climber who is having such a structure of musculation on the arms. It's like perfect for the anatomy studies.
Well, I wanted to ask you as well that the different body type. I was talking to you off mic earlier on. You've got a bigger body type. You're
for sure.
You're not one of these things. Now, Ramon also is a bit of a stockier guy, but he's shorter. And you were saying that when you climb, you're conscious that because you're a little bit heavier, that you have to get up there quicker.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel that on myself pretty much. On short route, it's quite okay. And if the holds are not too small, like if they're slopey and rather athletical movements, it's okay. But if they're too small holds, I really realize my body weight. For Ramon, actually, he is also really musculated, but he's a pretty small guy. So for him, he's not that heavy actually. And I'm curious about the jump for him. And no, unfortunately he fell. That's such a shame.
That's incredible. But Ramon, I suppose that's one of the things, because he's a little bit shorter. That would have been an area I was going to ask the question. You were talking really well, and I'm not going to stop you talking, Sebastian. But that was an issue, that because he's a little bit shorter. That dyno was a harder one for him.
Yeah, definitely. I believe for sure of his body length it was possible, and I mean you could see he did reach the hole, but I think for him he just had to force this move a little bit more. Just maybe he had to jump just a little bit harder than all the other competitors in order just to get there. And I think actually he got there. He got to touch the holes, but generally his body was still too low, so he was too extended and couldn't get the tension to hold this.
So there was a shock, and we're halfway through this men's final, and Domin Skofic is still leading.
Yeah, it's really cool. Let's see what's going to be worth.
Yeah. Romain de Kranj of France, and he's a man in form. He's actually made finals in every single event he's competed in this year, so he's certainly a master consistency. He took the silver medal in Briançon. He was bronze medalist in Mokpo and Wujiang, 7th in Inzai, and yeah, he's certainly one of the most consistent athletes on the tour. And here he goes.
Actually, he is also already pretty old for an athlete. I think he's already like about 30 years, something like that. I'm
32?
not
You're
32
absolutely
already.
right.
Yeah, 32 already. So he's also one of the older ones, but he is still super strong, and mainly his technical variety that he's got with the experience. It's really nice to watch. Well, I hope he's going to climb free mentally in this final route, because for him in finals he often has a real mental problem, like that he's just too nervous or he's kind of afraid, so he does some just small mistakes which are quite unnecessary, because for sure he could have already won a lot of World Cups, but just somewhere he got to kind of mess it up a little bit, and that's quite a pity. I hope he's going to do really well here today and that it will be his day.
Yeah. Well, no problem so far here for de Kranj. France really sort of having a resurgence at the top of World Cup events. We've seen a lot more French athletes, and there's a new generation coming through of younger French athletes.
Oh yeah, of the French team there are quite a few really strong climbers. And he also did the jump really good actually.
Yeah.
As you could see, it was just relaxed actually.
Yeah.
Not any trouble.
So this is crowd a little bit quieter, because of course we've got some big names to come after de Kranj. Sean McCall, who is the 2014 overall winner for lead and bouldering. These are the graphics showing our leader. So 33 Skofic, 32 Schubert, and Gisolfi 32 as well. So a little way for Kranj to go. I think he's at number. I'm sure that graphic was down to about 25 earlier, but he's going up to that sort of 25 area, which is that little yellow hold.
And de Kranj is still looking pretty good here actually. Like everything doing very technical. You can see he's always looking a lot for his feet. And that's really interesting about him, because he's really not a power-based climber, but he's having a good finger power and a really good endurance, but mainly he's a very, very technical based climber. As you can see, oh no, and he just slipped there. It was such a pity, quite unnecessary.
So de Kranj is down.
Yeah, once more it happened that he just fell somewhere really unexpected in finals.
Yeah.
Such a shame. But
and that was a 30, so de Kranj will not feature in the medals today. And Domin Skofic is still leading with
it's still
3
looking
to
really
go.
good for him.
Yeah, he's got an excellent chance of a medal at least here.
Yeah, for sure.
He needs only one of them to actually not manage to reach 33. So de Kranj was a 30 plus.
Yeah, actually his chance is still quite good.
Oh, now you see, yeah.
Yeah, he just basically slipped. I think he just then didn't get this hold in the right position, and then he just slipped away.
Yeah. This is how all the judges, they don't want to have bad necks, so they're supporting their necks whenever they look up. I'm surprised there hasn't been an invention, like the cushions you can have when you're flying long distance to sort of support your neck. But
yeah, maybe that's still going to come. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe I should invent
like
something.
The
Next up,
judges.
It's the incredible Sean McCall, 2014 overall gold medalist for climbing. He is certainly a man who's I've been on tremendous form. He's had the best bouldering season of his career, and he's also been pretty good on the lead as well. very, very consistent. I'm just looking through his season, and you know, he's competed in most of the events as well. He's had a very long and timing season. Just looking through, this is 2014. He competed in Grindelwald, Innsbruck, Toronto, Vale, Hayang on lead speed and boulder, Laval, Chamonix on both events, Briançon, Imst, Munich, Arco on a few events, Dijon, Mokpo, Wujiang, and Inzai. Well, I feel tired just saying that.
Yeah,
And this
like
man
he has done so many competitions already, it's incredible. But I think he is having a little bit of troubles here because he basically forgot to clip the first quick draw. And that's not quite good. Oh, that was like not so good. I think it really took some of his power because that was not really nice.
So an early mistake, and he might pay for that a little bit later.
Oh yes, he really might pay for it. I don't hope so, but I think that was really bringing him a lot out.
So I suppose there's also an issue that, you know, these guys who boulder as well have got a bit more power in them. And, you know, Sean talked to us about the balance of power and endurance, and you know, you have to make a decision where you're going to be on the spectrum.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you can't have both.
Yeah, definitely, and it's like also it depends a little bit on your genetical background, like what we were talking about, the different physical types.
Yeah. 27 years old, McCall. He likes his football as well.
Yeah, he's actually a quite good footballer.
Yeah.
We have realized that pretty well in the World Cup in Mokpo, because there in Mokpo it's like on a football area, like all the football players are training there in the hotel where you're staying, and yeah, like all the climbers play together some football game after finals, and it was reliable.
Sean was pretty
he
good.
likes that.
Well, for a top boulderer, that was easy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's really realizable. It's Sean in a jump that always works out.
He has those for breakfast, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But here we come now. So this is coming to an interesting point. And you were saying earlier, Sebastian, that as far as the German Federation is concerned, that, you know, the climbers in Germany don't compete in lead and bouldering. You choose one, and that's it. You're a specialist in that one.
Yeah, usually for us, actually, you kind of have to specialize in one. Either you decide you go on bouldering World Cups, or you go on lead World Cups. Well, you can do like some kind of testing bouldering World Cup, even if you're a lead climber, and I think as well turned around. But you cannot do, you can't do 2 seasons. You cannot do a bouldering and a lead season.
Yeah. Here we go now, Sean McCall. Now, this is where the muscles are going to be tiring, isn't it? This is where Jakob Schubert, this is where some of the others had trouble, and Sean manages to get a hold there, so he's moving onwards.
Yeah,
this is important.
Whoa, he's still looking really good. Wow, impressing here.
Oh,
really.
my goodness.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, he made that look very easy. And he's moved onwards, and McCall has taken the lead.
Just so strong, incredible strong.
McCall is ahead of the field now.
Whoa, and he's still sticking that one so strong.
Oh, he's pumped here now, and there he goes. There was my turn to call it.
Yeah, that was your turn.
Yeah,
really good.
He was pumped in that corner, but he's done it. He's
Really
got
well
into
timed.
gold medal position for Sean McCall. And there's relief on his face. A 38 that was given as. And he's having a little look up there. So the question is, we have 2 more climbers to come. Sachi Amma. Here's the dyno, which, yeah, look at that.
It looked just so easy.
That was a walk in the park.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for Sean it is. Wow, I'm really surprised. Like, his start was not going so well, as he just missed the first quick draw there and had to climb downwards again, and I believe that actually had really to take some juice from him. But dude, he was still able to climb so far in this route. This just shows his also great physical abilities at the moment.
Well, Sean McCall heads in, and he's currently in first place. Skofic is second, and yeah. Sean all smiles.
Yeah, for sure. He can be really happy about this goal, mainly after that kind of start. It's just really well.
Well, departing is the world overall champion for 2014, and here comes the man who was champion in the World Cup for 2013 and 2012, 25-year-old Sachi Ama from Chugigi in Japan.
And definitely Sachi is also one of the really great potential winners, I would even say. Like, for sure he is always able to win a World Cup, and he already proved it at the beginning of the year, actually in, I think, in Chamonix, and as well in Briançon.
Chamonix, Briançon and
both
Arco.
Yeah, in Arco. Both of them he won, and it was just incredible the way he won. For example, in Briançon, he actually lost his chalk in the route.
Yeah.
And that was just on half of the route, and he still managed to climb so much further than all of the other athletes. That was just impressive.
Yeah. And you know, as I'm a non-climber, you know, to lose your chalk bag and not be able to dry your fingers, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awful. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit more mentally, but too, like, it's really giving you troubles, even if it's just mentally, but also not only mentally, just if your hands get slippery with so bad holds and just having to compress all the time with the whole body, like, it does get you sweaty.
Sachi has taken some events off this year, which you know, he's having a bit of a break, I think. He did compete in all the events in 2013 and 2012.
Yeah, and he won twice.
Yeah, and he was third in Gijon at the World Championships. He was third place there and second in Inzai. So he could well be a man who could take this title here. The quality of climbers is so good, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. He's like having everything what you need, actually. Like, he's having a great technique. He's having lots of endurance, and he's got well finger power. Maybe he's generally physically not so strong, but I mean, he's really strong, but he's not that musculated as Sean, for example. But it's quite fine because he's compensating that with his great technique and with his great finger power as well.
Well, it's great to see so many of you watching us online, and you know, do give us your comments. It's always good to see what you're saying on YouTube and Twitter. I think you know, I appreciate, you know, how hard it is for you to try and qualify for these when you've got people like Amma, McCall, Schubert, Ondra, you know, top athletes who, you know, they're going to take up 4 final space. So you're actually battling just for like 4 spaces out to the rest of the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we go, and Amma looking comfortable. The crowd is a really knowledgeable crowd here. They know they're climbing. You know, a lot of people here are bringing their young kids. They've been coming here since they were kids. You know, this is the 19th year.
Yeah, it's so impressive. It's like really a historical place for competitions.
Yeah, they love it. And Amma, now this is Sean actually managed this area very easily, and Amma also looking very good. This is
but I think right now he's having a little bit of troubles, but he still managed to do this. But I think he's now getting pumped.
Yeah.
And now I'm curious what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But I believe he still has got a little bit more steam than Sean McCall. Whoa.
Oh, he's struggling here.
Whoa.
Holding on for dear life.
And
Can he? Oh, there we go.
Just it's going. Wow, so Sean McCall is already on second place right now.
Yeah, Sean McCall guaranteed a silver. Sachi Amma. Now we want to check. Did he? I don't think he got as far as Domin Skofic.
Yeah, for sure he got even further.
He did. Yeah, did. Was that a 33 plus on the screen? I'm just trying to see from here. It's. We're just having a look here. See.
Sachi Amma came actually 2 moves further than.
Did he?
Than
Okay.
Domin. Yeah.
So Amma will get second. Amma will be currently in second place with 1 athlete to go. And Sean and Sachi just have a little chat off camera there as we see the replay of Amma coming down. As you say, he was pumped, he was gone, and he was struggling for dear life. But you know, to be honest, you've had that feeling many times. You know, when you're gone, and there's only one way.
Yeah, for sure.
So here we go. There's one to go, and it's can you call a 21-year-old a legend? Adam Ondra. You're going to be seeing Adam Ondra a lot over the next few years, aren't you? Yeah. You know, you're 19 and Adam is 21 years old.
Yeah, just a little bit older than me actually.
And Adam, he's already the world boulder champion. He's the world lead champion. What an incredible 2014 this man has had. And here he is coming. McCall leads with a 38. Amma with a 37 plus and Skofic with a 33 plus. So now Adam Ondra.
And I think the crowd is really excited to see Adam here. And I know that Adam likes this wall a lot, like he is feeling pretty comfortable here. So it will be interesting to see him climbing. I believe he has a really great potential to win this competition.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going to happen, but I think he could really win this.
Yep, you saw one of the judges there starting a stopwatch. They have 8 minutes to compete, and to be honest, they usually the time really doesn't come into it. But we did see in Imst, and in fact I remember because you were commentating with me, we had some confusion with Kim Jain, who ran out of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And although she actually surpassed the other athletes when the 8 minutes were up, she actually hadn't surpassed Magdalena Ruck. And so Kim Jain finished second on that day. And
yeah, that was like really unexpected actually.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that she had already passed time, but well, it happened.
It's unusual for a timeout, isn't it? It's very unusual.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and Adam is going for a different method here. Oh well, but that was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And now going for the jump.
Just a little jump. Yeah.
Easily done.
He could almost have reached that. He's a very tall
sure.
athlete, and this is one of the beautiful things about climbing is that being tall isn't an amazing advantage in climbing. And you're going to see in the women's with Kim Jain, that girl is very short indeed. Really, in English terms, she's about 5'2" or something like that. And I really, I'm not sure what that is in centimeters, which. But she is incredibly small, and yet is undoubtedly the world's top climber for lead climbing. Ondra, no problems here. Nobody has really had trouble up to now, except for Pugblank, who failed on the dyno.
Yeah, unfortunately he did. And Adam is still looking really strong. I think this route might be really his route.
Yeah. This is the last event of the season, so this is it now. Give it all. There's nothing else to hold back. I know a lot of climbers are doing a bit of outdoor stuff, but as far as competition is concerned, there's going to be a big after party tonight for a lot of the athletes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're not bothering to go, are you? No. So Ondra, moving into the business end now. This is it.
And
this
he's still
is
looking so relaxed. Look. He's just still shaking there. It's just incredible. And I believe if nothing is going in a strange or wrong way.
Yeah. Now this is a stepper. This is a strength stepper here.
And now
he's
what's going to happen? And he sticks that really well done. And now he just needs 1 plus. And I think, actually he has already won.
He has won it. He's equaled Sean McCall, but how much further can he go?
Is he able to reach the top?
He's won it by right now. Nobody has been this high. Adam Ondra will take the gold, but how high can he go? He's close to the top.
And he's still looking really good. So strong. And he's actually just shaking out on that hold.
The incredible. Crowd here are absolutely loving this. They're encouraging him to go all the way. There he goes. He's calling for encouragement. He's even having a rest.
Yeah, for sure. It's such an amazing goal what he's doing. Still looking so strong. And wow.
There he goes.
What a great climbing here. So nice to watch Adam Ondra win this competition. Amazing goal.
Adam Ondra has won. He gets the thumbs up from his coach. Your first place, my man. And
Well done, Adam Ondra.
he really is. He's a level above at the moment, isn't he? He might not be taking a gold medal at the end for overall, but this man really is a special climber.
Yeah, for sure, definitely he is. And here you can just see how small these holes actually are. And that hole, I remember it was actually in the roof.
Look at that hold, that little pinch hold there.
Yeah, it's like almost invisible.
Yeah. So confirmed, Adam Ondra takes the gold, Sean McCall the silver, and Sachi Amma is the bronze.
Really well done.
Wow. Well, let's have a little breather. Hopefully we can get the results of those. Results from our local TV crew, which explain the same. But I think we'll have our graphics up as well here. Confirmation: Ondra first, McCall second, Amma was third, and Scoffage in fourth. Schubert was fifth, Gisolfi sixth, de Kranj seventh, and disappointingly, Ramon did not get past the dyno, and I would have really liked to have seen Ramon actually. It's a real shame, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I really wanted to see him further up on this route.
Because he's the man who's got the incredible upper body strength.
Yeah,
I would have
definitely.
loved to have seen what he'd have done with that top.
Yeah,
top
for
half
sure.
of the
And I
route.
think it would have fit him actually quite well.
Well, we'll never know. It's that's how it worked out, and Ondra's just having an interview here with the local TV. And of course, we're going to move straight on to the women's event. And here's the start list. This is the order that they will be going out in. 2 Slovenians, 2 Austrians, 2 Japanese, 1 Korean, 1 Belgium. And it's Katarina Posch with Maya Vidmar, Anak Verhoeven, Jessica Pils, Yuka Kobayashi, Akio Noguchi, Kim Jain and Mina Markovic. And the big news is, and you've possibly seen it on our interviews, if you look at the YouTube page, there's some cracking interviews there. And Kim Jain has announced that she will be coming back to bouldering next year. And Kim Jain versus Akio Noguchi next year is going to be one not to miss, because those two are absolutely stunning climbers.
Sure.
Now here's the route, Sebastian, and again, you know, the early part, there's a few big boulders in there actually. Which,
Yeah, actually there are quite a few volumes here, and I believe that actually the first part of the female route is a little bit more athletical, maybe a little bit more dynamic than the first moves of the male route. I believe that the female route has actually quite a lot of open movements as well, where you're not really able to rest that good and mainly not able to shake so well, like, I don't know, or match. I think there are quite a few slopers. You just take them with one hand, if you're trying to match them or stay there a long time, then it will probably get you out of steam. And yeah, basically I think it's also kind of an endurance-based route, but still with really tricky positions where you can easily fall out.
do you think this big green volume on the right-hand side, you know, those holds on there look tiny, and do you think that is going to be one area where we're going to see some of the ladies have real trouble?
Yeah, I believe that this is an area where, for sure, some people are going to have trouble, because moving into this ball might be already hard, but I think still quite okay. But moving away from there, I'm not sure how about the position either. You can do a kind of knee bar below that green boulder there.
Yeah.
That could be possible, but I believe they try to avoid that while route setting.
Yeah.
Otherwise it could be also really disturbing to move further there. So I'm curious what's going to happen.
I'm seeing on Twitter, nice to see Commander watching from Canada, that she's making a statement that Sean McCall has taken second place overall for the lead season with his second place here. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get that confirmed from the official results online. Nice to see so many people from around the world. In fact, Commander there saying, don't think height always helps in lead climbing. Which, of course, I think we're agreeing with that. Height, you know, we only have to look at Kim Jain, who's one of the smallest athletes
Yeah, for
in the
sure.
whole of the field in lead climbing. and yet she's number one. So if anything is to prove that you don't, height isn't necessary, it's ability that counts.
Yeah, for sure. It's ability that counts, and basically it's just important as a competition climber. You have to be just very complete.
Yeah.
Mainly if you're competing in a World Cup circuit, you need a lot of endurance, or well, let's say you basically need a lot of physical abilities, but as well all the technical and tactical abilities are so important as well. And well, for sure, like always in competition, also the mental factor is something you cannot forget about.
Well,
and climbing is such a varied sport actually, and even more in competitions. So that's what makes it really interesting.
Well, I've covered international volleyball on commentary in the past, and I've spoken to people about and guys, even there in that sport, they say, yeah, sure, you have to have a little bit of height to be able to jump, but to be honest, the more athletic guys are sometimes the ones who are not amazingly tall, and maybe you're 6'3". And you could get a guy who's 6'9", but he can jump. But to be honest, he can't get around. He can't move quickly. So usually, that sort of really tall athlete doesn't usually get selected for a team because he's not part of a team. Anyway, we'll leave that one aside because the women are going, and this is Katharina Posch of Austria. And we've just been treated to a absolutely fantastic men's competition, and let's hope the women's can provide more of the same.
Yeah, I'm quite sure about that, for sure. I mean, already the men's finals was really interesting to watch. It was a cool final route, I have to say. And now I'm really curious what's going to happen in the female route. But it looks really interesting, I have to say. And I'm curious about how the competitors are going to climb in that route.
20 years old, Katharina Posch from Imst in Austria. I think she took the bronze in Imst, actually. I'm going back a few years, but I'm just looking at her record for this year. She's competed on quite a few of the World Cup events. She's got an 8th place and 2 5ths. She was 5th in Mokpo and 5th in Wujiang. So has yet to get to the medals. But at 20 years old, she's got a lot ahead of herself. And here we go. Here's the first volume.
Yeah, she was climbing inside this route pretty relaxed actually. It didn't look any hard for her. She's going well on her way. I believe this first part is actually also just like for the men, not too hard, just something kinda to get inside, maybe to take you a little bit of steam. And now eventually the next two movements might be a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit athletic. But we're going to see that. I'm curious about how it's going to fit here.
No problem so far.
But that was looking still quite relaxed.
Yeah, nothing too difficult here. This is all. These are all just designed to strap a little bit of strength.
Now that 2-finger pocket is actually a pretty good one. And then the next one looks... I'm not really sure how you're going to do this next section, but I believe first of all you're going to just insert. Okay. Well, I'm not too sure. It's really interesting.
So she's turning around. This is a bit like the men's competition. They were turning you around in this area, weren't they?
Yeah, and this is actually also technical, not quite easy to do.
She's having trouble here. And this is taking energy as well. This is bad news for Katharina Posch. How is she going to get out of this? Get a foot around there. Oh, well done.
That's really an interesting part, because this is a very specific kind of roof climbing if you have to get with your feet first, because you really need very, very good hooking abilities. And this is sometimes quite not easy because it's rather used in bouldering, that stuff about toe hooking. Oh! Yeah, and there she just got tired from the roof section. I think she had a really good go, but I believe just the roof section took a lot of juice from her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that you absolutely nailed it there. This is the thing with lead. If you have to put in an extra effort a bit further down, you're going to pay for it later. And
yeah, for sure.
Probably you know, I don't think that area where she came down was actually technically a difficult area, but she'd already spent so much.
I'm not sure. I think it was meant to be like an area where the people have kind of troubles to read the route, and in this way they would probably take out their steam, exactly as it happened for Katarina Posch.
Yeah.
I don't think physically it's the hardest part for sure, but it's just tricky to read and tricky to climb.
Yeah. Beautiful camera work there, just seeing the view from up below, and
And there actually that she still just got stuck, that's like impressive.
Oh yeah, she's just trying to get a grip and just can't get the hold there. So Katarina Posch completed. And next up, so the 20-year-old from Imst. I think it's fair to say that she probably would not medal, but you never know. And here comes Maja Vidmar of Slovenia. The crowd are loving this. 28 years old. Slovenia have got such a talent, such a crew of great athletes.
Oh yeah, that's
the women's in particular.
For sure.
Yeah,
but also the men, like, I don't know, at the present moment the Slovenian team is a really strong national team, and just like with the two girls, Maja and Mina, but also with Domen for sure.
Yeah.
And then also watching Urban, he's a very strong and talented competitor, and in the next year I believe he will be going further up and up.
And Urban of course comes from Kranj, and we said that he probably went to this school and climbed here, which is why he climbs. And Maja also comes from Kranj, but she's 28 years old, and I know that this wall wasn't built when she was at school, but I bet she wishes it was. But she's a local girl, and that's why there was an extra cheer, because there's no doubt there's relatives here that are watching her climb. She finished third. She got the bronze medal in her last event in Inzai, Japan.
Yeah, there she had a really strong go as well, and mainly she's like already a very experienced climber, and it's just so amazing to watch her finding quite often really good tricks somewhere. You can see she is already not the fittest of the competitors anymore, but she still finds some really cool and interesting methods.
Yeah.
And that just comes from so much experience in climbing so many World Cups.
If you have any questions, IFSC WC, use that hashtag on Twitter, and I do occasionally say have a little pop into there just to take any questions there. In fact, I've just seen a question popping up literally 15 seconds ago from Joachim.
That was like a little bit risky there. She almost kicked herself out by using a different method to do this move.
Just to explain, well, Kim Jain, in Korea the surnames come first. So her family name is Kim, but the way they say it in Korea and Malaysia and China is family names come first. So we are actually going to be changing our graphics next year to reflect that, and we might as well be correct. That's answering a question from Joachim on the chat, on the Twitter.
I believe actually this movement was quite hard for her. Like, she had a bit of troubles here, and I believe that might take her a bit of energy for this roof section, and I hope she will be able to work out that roof section now, because actually you don't have any good rest here, but we're going to see what happens now.
Yeah, well, this is the area now that caused Katarina Posch some real problems, so let's see how Maja Vidmar manages. She really got held up on the green volume that was just so I say the white volume that's right there. There's no green one.
Yeah, actually not. Well, the green one is a little bit further.
The green one's a little bit further up. Yeah, she'll be happy if she gets there. But here comes Vidmar, and this is what caused Posch a few issues. She had 2 or 3 attempts. She has clipped, and now she has to get her hand around there.
Does she get her hand there? Yeah, she does.
She's managed it. And oh no!
She just fell.
She got confused with her foot. Well, Seb, what was she trying to do with her foot there? I'm not sure what.
Well, actually, she tried to do it a little bit similar as Katarina Posch, doing it with the toe hook method, but she just didn't try to reach out for the further toe hook. Doing it on the white volume, she just tried to do it right next to her hand, or basically to pull with the toe hook her hand next to her foot. But I think she just got there a little bit in the wrong position, actually.
Yeah. Well, that was a 26 for Vidmar, 28 for Posh. We'll get to see this on the replay shortly, I'm sure. But, yeah, I certainly don't. In fact, you know, I don't actually remember Posh actually doing it that way. In fact,
oh yeah, here we are able to see this again, and she just didn't quite get her hand there. Probably the foot was a little bit in front of the part where you could.
we're just watching it on YouTube. Yeah, you see, she didn't get. We're just watching Posh on the YouTube video. Actually, we rewound it back ourselves, and Posh certainly didn't get. You know, she got her foot in position, but realised that to get higher, she used both hands in there, so she had to put the foot around the white volume. You can watch this on replay yourself, and the solution was to get both hands around, and that's why Vidmar went down, and that's at 109.05 actually. So if you want to watch that on the YouTube video, just rewind to 1 minute and 1 hour 9 minutes, and you can watch how Katarina Posh actually did that. You know, that's a very clever way of doing it. I've got to remember to do that more often.
Yeah, for sure. It's quite good.
So yeah, have a little look at that. 1 hour and 9 minutes in.
And now we've got Anak Verhoeven, a really, really young and super talented climber. It's just impressive to watch her, the way she progressed in the last 2 years. It's just amazing. She's actually still 1 year younger than me. She's just 18 years of age.
18, oh.
Yeah, it's so, it's just amazing. It's so impressive, and she has got a great climbing style, like a lot of general core power, and she's able to do pretty long and hard movements, but in the same time she's got a lot of endurance and a very good technique and tactics, so she's a very complete climber already in such a young age.
Absolutely. Well, you know,
and I'm always really excited to watch her climbing, because it's always really good what she does.
I always remember the excitement when Chloe Graftio hit the scene, and you know, she'd had a sparkling junior career and was doing superb stuff on the senior touch. Sadly, of course, she died in an outdoor accident on Mont Blanc. A terrible story, and you know, just one of those things where rock came away, and you know, nothing you can do about that. Really horrible story. But Anak Verhoeven of Belgium, only 18 years old, and she has been final after final. She's been in 8 events so far this year in 2014, and can you believe she's made the final in every one of them?
Yeah, it's just impressive.
She's podiumed on 4 occasions, and she took the gold medal at the European Youth Championship in Edinburgh this year as well. So
yeah, I've competed there as well. Like,
yeah,
it's great to see her win.
It's great in Rafa. That venue is fantastic.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
love that venue. It's just basically, I would say it's maybe my favorite competition venue.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I've actually almost won every competition there. Actually, just this year I reached only 3rd place there because I messed up my top clip. I already was on the top hold because the route was actually kind of easy.
Yeah.
And I was on the top hold, but it was so weird to clip the top quick draw, and for myself, I had already finished that route, so.
Oh, and you forgot to clip?
No, I didn't forget to clip, but it was like in my mind it was already over. But I didn't realize I still had to find a different foothold position in order to be able to clip, because it was an undercross. It was like an undercross downwards top clip. So strange.
Oh wow!
I've never had something like that. And well, yeah, I kind of kicked out myself there.
Yeah.
So I only was 3rd, but all the other competitions I had won there because I just love that wall.
Yeah.
I hope there's going to be a World Cup once.
Well, I'm hearing rumours about potential European Championship there, even either next year or the year afterwards. So, that would be great news. But Anak Verhoeven so far, she's on top of the blue volume, and this is where it starts to get interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm really curious how she's going to do this section here on the roof.
Well, we saw how Posh got through it, but it cost her a lot of energy, and I think this is the thing that we've seen, that you can get through, but Posh, it cost her energy, and she came off very quickly afterwards. With Vidmar, she actually never worked out the best way to do it and came off trying to sort of hold with her foot and hand. In fact, Verhoeven has just gone down here, which is...
yeah, I think she is actually having a little bit of troubles with that hold. As you can see, she's moving inwards, but somehow, like, it's kind of troubling here.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure why, but she just doesn't feel comfortable with that two-finger pocket.
Crowd are giving her a little bit of a boost here.
Yeah, I hope she'll be able to recover on that hold and then move on refreshed with new energy.
Yeah. We'll take a question from Vert Valkenburg shortly. Nice to see a lot of Swedes on there. In fact, the Swedes are making a comeback at youth level. There's quite a few top Swedes who are coming through as well. So I was saying yesterday on commentary
look
that...
what she's doing there. I think she's going actually for a wrong method, but whoa, she's still got stuck there. I was really worried that she was going to fall there. But maybe she hasn't got... Oh.
She's in trouble now.
She's really in trouble now with her feet. She's...
Oh,
no! That's so unfortunate, but I think, she just decided for the wrong way to do it. I think she just didn't have in mind that she had to turn there, so she decided for the wrong way.
Well, that's it. She made the decision. That goes down as a 24. So Verhoeven looks like she's going to be outside the medals here. She's currently third place after 3 athletes. We have a quick look at the replay here. Yeah, she went for that yellow hold.
Yeah,
quite a unique way. Yeah.
Those holds are just not good enough to be able to move further in that kind of foothold position. I think you really have to swing your feet first on this wide volume in order just to be able to get in the right position to move on. But I think she just maybe didn't realize of that. Maybe it was a reading mistake, or I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Well, we're just looking at the replays here. Question from Bert Balkenberg. Do the builders test their routes before the tournament, and who is the lucky climber to test them? Well, yes, in fact I got this answer from Christian yesterday, that they do test them themselves. Of course, these are very difficult climbing routes, so the route setters wouldn't be able to climb them all in one hit, but what you see is they get the long ladders out and they'll start themselves halfway up, and they want to just be sure that the problems are possible. But they usually start themselves at different places and test each one in isolation. So they do climb all the way to the top. And one of the things they do as well is they were setting these routes until about 1 o'clock in the morning last night. And they came in this morning, they watched some videos, they were watching the climbers from yesterday, and then they make a few tweaks. And they add a little extra hold, or they make one a little bit more difficult. And that's how it works. And usually they get it pretty spot on. Here's Jessica Pills.
Yeah, also a really young athlete here, actually.
Yes.
I think she hasn't climbed so many World Cups yet, but already so successfully.
17 years old, from Haag in Austria. And she's still an athlete who's competing on the European youth circuit at the same time as the main circuit. She took bronze in Imst 2014. And she's competed in a few others. This is only her second final at senior level. She took golds in the female bouldering, actually. So she's one of these athletes who can do bouldering as well.
Yeah, she's like really, really varied. And I believe she's still able to clip from there. Yeah, I'm curious how she's going to do here, as she's not such an experienced athlete. I'm curious how she's going to get through all those positions, but it's looking quite good so far. But the roof section is going to be just really interesting.
Yeah, the roof is going to be the thing that decides, isn't it? This is athlete number 4 out of 8. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see some of our later athletes getting towards this green volume and the area a little bit further up, but so far everybody's just as we saw with the men, actually. This little ceiling area caused quite a bit of trouble, and it caused trouble. It caused you trouble yesterday in the semi-finals.
In fact, it did.
And you know, you just don't realize when you're watching it from here. You just don't realize how amazing that overhang is. And
Yeah, like it's not that huge, but it's really tricky. Well, and mainly always the ways of climbing they are setting there. It's always quite a specific stuff because in a really short way you often have to do a lot of turns and foot switches. So yeah, it's a quite interesting route there.
that was a tough reach there for Jessica. And now we come to the area that has really given just about everybody some problems.
Yeah, for sure. But she's still looking quite good actually. Like,
Yeah.
but oh, what she's trying to do, I think.
Do this. I think she looks as if she's going to go the same way.
Oh, that was looking really risky.
Yeah.
And I hope she's going to get the right foothold beta here. But oh, I'm not
She's
so
in a bit
sure.
of trouble here.
I think
She's in trouble because she's got nowhere to go.
yeah, she doesn't really know what to do, I believe.
Oh, well done, well done.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Really nice.
But she's worked hard.
Whoa. And
Well
but
done,
I think
Katarina.
she's now really tired, and wow, she's still moving on, but she forgot to clip. Oh no, she's got the clip
She's
in.
getting the clip. And she's going onwards.
And
Well done, Jessica. But you feel that this is
wow,
tough. Can
she's
she hold on?
Still there.
She's
Wow.
done it. She has done it.
What a great effort. Unbelievable. She's fighting so good.
Yeah, Jessica has taken the lead.
Wow.
Right, how can she move on to the next one? You know,
And I
that
think-
slab is, her hand is slipping. She's got a tough hold here, but she's done it.
Wow.
Oh,
Still, what a great fight. And she's just so dead, but she's still fighting on and she's still hanging. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a great effort. And
That's
but I
incredible.
think maybe the next movement just she's probably going to fall. Yeah, I thought so. But dude, just a great effort. Awesome climbing.
well, that was amazing because, to be honest, I thought she was pumped a little bit further down, and
Yeah.
and she got through it.
Yeah, I actually expected her to fall already quite a few movements before that, but she was able to fight so well on there, and after that she just did everything kind of right and perfect, so she still had a great go here.
Yeah. So Jessica Pills, she takes the lead. This is brilliant. You see her hand is slipping, and she just manages to get a bit of a grip there.
And there she still gets stuck.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's incredible. Great camera work there from our friends here at Slovenia National TV. And yeah, I really felt she was going to go here.
Yeah, like she already was so tired there, but
Yeah.
she was able just to fight awesome.
And it was here where, oh, she just couldn't get the grip yet.
Yeah, well, she was just so tired already, but really well done.
Well done, Jessica Pills. She takes the lead. And I think that was, I haven't seen what the official score that went down as, but obviously not much in excess of probably around, I'm just looking at the problems, I think that looks like it could be 31 or 32, we'll find out shortly. Because here's Yuka Kobayashi of Japan. The crowd are really enjoying this.
Yeah, and we are already halfway through
Yep.
with our female finals. It
Yep.
has been going pretty fast, I will say.
They have been going quickly, haven't they? 26 years old from Ibaraki in Japan. And Kobayashi, she had a great semi-final yesterday. She's not been a regular finalist in looking at the events she's competed in. She's actually competed in some bouldering events this year as well. So she does a little bit of both. She's made 4 finals in the lead competitions, but has finished 8th, 7th, 6th and 8th. So she's actually not finished in the higher reaches of those finals, so she'll be looking to try and improve on that here tonight.
Yeah, and also her is a really well climber, like technical and physically. I would say she's like a pretty complete climber all in all. And it's always nice to watch her climbing because usually it goes quite fluent, and she's also well able to fight.
well, the Japanese have such a vast array of superb athletes on both the men's and women's side.
For sure.
And it's just like a conveyor belt. They're bringing them out. And okay, you know, the Kobayashi, you know, she's not one of the younger ones, 26 years old, but she's been competing in finals, you know, going back many years. And in fact, you know, I'm just looking at her first senior event was Chamonix 10 years ago, 2004.
Wow, 10 years
she
ago.
was 7th in that event, so she made the final
Wow.
in that event 10 years ago when she was 18.
That's impressive.
That's quite incredible, yeah. She's been in many, many finals, and she's taken silvers and bronzes, but she's never taken a gold.
Well, maybe in some time
Yeah.
now she's going to do.
Yeah. A lot of gold, a lot of silvers, a lot of bronzes, a lot of finals, never a gold. Well, I suppose you know, she's always got the competition of you know, if Kobayashi is competing at an event, you can be pretty sure that Akio Noguchi is also going to be there.
Yes,
And,
sure.
you know, I would imagine there's a few of those events where she's come second to Akio, and that's the thing when you travel as a team. And the Japanese usually do travel en masse. You don't get many individual climbers.
Yeah.
Like some countries, you will see occasionally an athlete on their own who've gone to compete, but the Japanese certainly do travel as a team.
Oh yeah, they're just so many, but they've just got so many strong competitors. It's really impressive. Not many nationalities have such a high quantity of just strong and complete competitors.
Yeah. We got a great interview with Akio Noguchi yesterday, and that's up on the YouTube website on IFSC, so have a look at that. And it's great to see Akio's English is certainly improving a lot as well. She's, you know, well, I think one of the things with the Japanese not traveling as a team is they don't learn English so quickly because they you know, they let the coach do all the talking, and you know, but they are a very happy team, and they're always smiling. Now here we go.
For sure.
This is the area now. Let's see what Yuka is going to do here.
I think she's finding a really fast, a good way actually.
She's taken her time getting here. There's 4 minutes 48 on the clock.
But right now I just saw that her leg was just behind the rope, but yeah, she got it out. Well done.
And she's through the difficult.
Ah!
Whoa.
I didn't expect her to fall there actually. Like
No.
many others were fighting there a lot more. Well,
that's
not many others.
that's a
Two
mistake.
others.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think she was pumped there at all. I think she had plenty more to give, but she. You know,
Yeah, I
she-
mean, for sure she was pumped, but I think she could have given more for sure. And I believe maybe it would have been good to set a heel hook on top of this wide volume in order to get her hip a little bit more inside of the wall, and then it might have worked, I believe.
Yeah. So Kobayashi at 27 plus there, and that puts her currently in third place with Pils in first, Posh, who was first out from Austria, in second place with a 28, and Kobayashi with that 27 plus, currently in third place. I'm pretty sure the medal table is going to be shaken up a bit though, because we've still got Akio Noguchi, Kim Jain, and Mina Markovic to go, and you know, that could be a gold, silver, bronze medal, couldn't it? This is the beautiful thing about going in reverse order. And next up is the wonderful Akio Noguchi, and this lady has been something special this year. Her ability on the bouldering walls worldwide has been absolutely superb.
Oh yeah, that's quite sure.
And she's taken it over into lead as well. And you know, Kim Jain has had a great season on the lead wall. Has been pretty dominant. She's had a few issues from time to time, but then, you know, everybody's human. Let's see what Noguchi can do here.
Yeah, and for Akio Noguchi, it's really impressive how she's able to switch so fast from bouldering to lead. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
amazing, isn't it?
It's
Just like-
amazing.
Just like Sean McCall. I think it's fair to say, Sebastian, when you look at the list of the top athletes here, when you get to Noguchi, Kim and Markovic, there is a definite step up in class, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure.
And it would not be a surprise that the last 3 athletes coming out are going to be the athletes with gold, silver, bronze. And
yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise. It's quite possible, quite probable actually.
And what's going to happen? The fascinating thing is to see. We've just seen some top international climbers and where they've struggled, and now, as I said, we're moving up a level, and there's some, there's some big problems. I'm just looking above the green volume, and there's there's another ceiling, there's another lip there that they have to climb underneath by the looks of it, and I'm pretty sure that these climbers are going to be having a bit of a tussle up there.
Yeah, for sure. I could imagine as well.
Yeah. Noguchi just taking her time.
Yeah, but she's climbing really fluently, not having any problems so far. I believe that route might fit her pretty good.
Yeah.
Because that kind of tricky stuff. Normally, well, in bouldering you don't have to turn a lot. That's quite true. But in bouldering you always have to find really special and individual ideas.
Yeah.
And this is something. This kind of ability might really help her in this route. For also in case she has read the route wrong, but to decide faster for a different method.
Yeah. I was having a discussion over breakfast yesterday with one of the guys, and we were talking about giving athletes names, and they have this WWE wrestling where people get given The Rock and The Undertaker and things like this.
Yeah.
And I was saying, in climbing, there are certain athletes you look at and you say, yeah, that name is for them. And with Akira Noguchi, I'd call her the ballerina, because the way she moves, she just reminds me like a ballerina. She's so smooth, and it's like it's effortless as well. She doesn't look as if she's working.
Yeah, that's true. And I believe that's an ability she actually got from bouldering.
Yeah.
Because she has got the important maximal power, but she's got also a great ability just to move her body, to use all the possibilities that she's got.
Yeah. I would be very interested on Twitter. Give us the hashtag IFSCWC. Just tell me what you think. What nicknames do you think would work for some of the climbers out there? I would be very interested to hear what you've got to say. Somebody said to me that Adam Ondra should be called the Professor because of the way he analyzes the problems.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting idea, but it could be quite true.
Could be good, yeah.
And look,
there you go.
Akio actually is still looking quite good. It's looking so nice.
She certainly is. She's got through that area without much of a problem.
Yeah, it was looking really, really good for her.
Beautiful. And she even lets go with her right hand there. Look at this.
Wow, what a nice go. And just as I said, she found there really fast a good method to go.
Yeah.
And now I'm curious how she's going on.
Well, we've seen 2 athletes go on that slab, but Akio Noguchi made that look easy. And
and look, she's still able to grab some chalk, so you can see here she's not out of steam at all. She's still looking so good.
Noguchi takes the lead. She's got a hold.
What an incredible climb.
This is. And she's still just shaking the fingers there. She still looks easy, doesn't she?
Yeah, and now getting here this little rest.
Yeah. She's having a good look. Now this is something you see with some of the experienced climbers. She's using the chance now to have a good look at the next number of holds.
And now she's going further on her way. That's looking so good.
This is the ceiling section. This is one we thought might be awkward.
Yeah, she's... But what an incredible goal here. Just really nicely climbed. I would say definitely she's perfectly climbed all this route here. And yeah, just great effort. And I'm curious what this is going to be enough for.
Well, that 36 was Noguchi. What a great climb that was.
36 and current first place.
Currently first place. But, well, that's really whetted the appetite there. You just felt that she had a little bit more in her as well. I don't think that she was struggling. I felt that she could have, she wasn't pumped too hard. She was obviously tired. She's just in a tough one. Here you go. She's got a grip there.
And, well, I think the problem is she just didn't get back completely her feet. Like she was swinging back,
Yeah.
but she didn't reach with the foothold. So in this way, she was swinging out again.
Yeah.
And in this way, it was just like impossible to stay because those holds are for sure not the biggest ones. So if she would maybe get right directly back her feet, it would have worked out, I believe, to get a little bit further.
Kim Jain of Korea. What a talent this girl is. I think she's the smallest athlete on the tour.
Oh yeah, for sure she is.
She really is a talent. She's already going to be the gold medalist for lead climbing for 2014. Takes off those little protectors for the feet.
And I will say she's the smallest, but in the present moment, she definitely, in my opinion, she's the strongest. Like, it's
I'm sure
so impressive to watch her climb.
I'm sure the DJ's having a bit of a giggle here, putting Gangnam Style on for Kim Jain. I'm sure she's heard this before on a climb.
Yeah, I think it might be not the best because
No,
I know that once she did have troubles with that.
Yeah, and I think it's just been. I think actually somebody has had a word with the DJ to say no, that's not on. Just
Yeah.
put normal music on. You know, let's not treat anybody any differently. And rightfully, he changes track. You know, is that an issue, Sebastian? You know, if you've got a track on that somebody's put on and it's like I don't suppose there's no track for German athletes that would annoy you, but if that could potentially upset.
Yeah,
her
well, it's like basically it is possible. I mean, I can think of a few songs that would really suck me if they would put it in a competition.
Yeah.
And also, if you understand like the whole lyrics of the song, it can be even worse because even if you're not paying attention to it, but you realize of it's subtle all the time.
Yeah.
And that's not so good. And actually, once that happened to me in a competition, they put one old German song, and it's like, yeah, nothing bad, but I just don't like it. It's not quite my style. And I was like, in the route, in the resting position, I thought like, oh god, no, not this song. I mean, then I could switch away pretty well from this, but it can really be disturbing.
No, and you need to be concentrating on
Definitely.
what's going on the wall. That's for sure.
That's really important. Like while you're climbing, nothing else should be there to disturb you, just to distract you at all.
I know it's something that is always difficult in international events with a DJ because sometimes there's English words and sometimes there might be swear words, there might be innuendo, there might be some references made, and you don't want that going out to a family audience and to people on the web. So I think it's always one to be careful of. Kim Jain,
for sure.
Now, one thing we have noticed with Kim in the past is she's possibly a little bit slower than the others, and we were talking about you and your body type and that you get up there very quickly. She is so small, she can take all day.
Yeah, for sure. Like she's small, and even if she has got a really, really wide ape, but through with with just such a small height,
There's
for
not
sure
a lot of
she's
weight.
through really light, and she can take ages.
Yeah.
And she has got endurance like a machine, so she can take a whole day.
But I will remember that the next time I commentate on you climbing, I will remember that the way you aggressively climb the wall, there is a tactical reason behind there.
Yeah, for sure, it is definitely. And mainly as yesterday, for example, I knew that I was ill and I didn't have anything like left, I knew if I do everything right in the first time, I may have a chance to get a good result. But if not, if I do some mistake or if I'm in somewhere a little bit slower, it's just over.
Yeah. So here we go. Now we start to get to the area that has given some of the athletes problems. But we saw Noguchi just absolutely nail this one with no trouble whatsoever.
Oh, but I believe she's also trying to go for a different beta, and I hope this is not going to cause her troubles.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure. She's still looking fresh, but now I hope she's going to find a good foothold position to make that work.
Yeah,
but
she's going a different way here.
It's looking really good, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
she's not even using the white volume.
Not a trouble for Jain.
Yeah, that was
unbelievable.
Yeah. She just oh, here we go. Bit of showboating.
basically she's right now just resting in the point where the others had troubles and fell.
Yeah,
Impressive.
that's incredible. Well, she uses the white volume eventually.
Yeah, just
But,
right now, like for to match that hold.
Yeah,
And look how easily she moved up there.
and there's a big round of applause here in the arena. They know they're watching a class act here. Kim Jain is the overall.
Look that she's resting in a movement where all of the other competitors had to fight a little bit at least.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, she's only got 3 minutes 20 on the clock, and there's no doubt that she is a much slower climber. But and this is, the issue she had in IMSS where she timed out, but she's still going fine here. That's an easy hold. And this crowd is loving every minute of this. I could watch this all day.
Yeah, it's just impressive to watch Jain Kim climbing.
Well, if Noguchi is the ballerina, I'm not sure what I could call Kim Jain as her nickname. More like the artist.
Yeah.
She's just painting a picture, isn't she, here? She goes up this wall. So this is where Noguchi had a little bit of a problem when she got onto this blue volume.
But
as you said, she never controlled the legs, and this is the thing to watch out for now. There's going to be a swing movement.
Let's see if it's going to be for her, because I just was about to say I don't think she's going to swing her feet, maybe just right now, but
oh, look at this!
really
Oh
nice.
my goodness! How easy did Kim
But
Jain?
now she's getting really pumped, and yeah, she's going further. Now you can see that she does get pumped indeed, and I'm curious, is she going to be able to afford the next movements?
Yeah, she's starting to burn here. She's taken the lead with only one athlete to go. She's hurting, isn't she? Those fingers are hurting hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe that the next holds are really, really bad for sure. But yeah, she's trying to take a little rest, and now she's moving on. And it's so impressive, her endurance.
How can she be resting on that hold?
Still sticking the next one. What a nice go. And just so close to top this route out. And
oh, the right hand comes around. What a performance from Kim Jain.
really nice go for sure.
She is in gold medal position with just one athlete to go.
Yeah, and now all the pressure is going to be on Mina. I'm curious what she's going to do.
42 plus. 42 plus for Kim Jain. So currently, Kim Jain in gold medal position. Silver medal position is Akio Noguchi, and Jessica Pills is in bronze medal position. And I think this is the time where you might want to turn the speakers down on your PCs around the world, because somebody who I called the mother of climbing in Slovenia at the moment, the incredible
Just going
Nina
out.
Markovic, will be announced to the crowd, and I think we can just let the crowd
Speak for itself.
speak for itself. Absolutely. We've just seen a replay there of where Kim came off.
Look at their faces.
Oh, they love it, don't they?
Yeah, that's so nice to watch. And mainly as they're all rivals. I mean, in competition you are always trying to get further than somebody else, but through the people are happy for each other, and that's a really nice thing about climbing competitions. I really love this familiar way of behaving with each other.
Yeah, no, it is brilliant to see, and it is one of the most amazing things that wow, Mina Markovic.
Crowd really wants to see her.
Yep. Well, she comes out last because she was the best climber in the semi-finals. She almost topped. She was a fraction away. A few flags out in the audience here.
And as you can see, she climbs really fast inside. She really wants this. and she's just super psyched. Well, I hope she's going to have a great go here because she really deserves to win.
Yeah, the crowd are loving this one. 26 years old from Maribor, and this girl, she was silver medalist at the World Championships this year, but she's won bronzes, she's won gold, silvers and bronzes throughout her career. She's been competing on the tour going back to 2001, and actually her very first event at the senior level was 2004. She's actually won 2 of the last 3 events, so it's not been all Kim Jain, and in fact 2 silvers and 2 golds in her last 4 means that Mina Markovic really is on form at the moment.
Oh yeah, she really is on form at the moment. I think for her the season didn't start so perfect, but now during the season she just really progressed a lot, and well, the results are just speaking for that.
Yeah.
And you can see she's actually climbing really confident inside of that route. It's looking really good so far, and I think she's climbed further than most of all the other athletes. So you can just see how much she wants it, and I hope she's going to have a good solution here at this turning section. But I believe actually she should be able to do this quite well, because the Slovenians are sometimes doing some stuff like that and training really varied, so I think she will be finding the solution pretty fast. And yeah, here we go, she does. And also her, she's still looking really, really strong.
She's climbing very quickly as well.
Oh yeah, she's climbing really quick, and it's just looking so nice. Like actually quite the same as for Jain, I would say. Really looking super relaxed. Of course in a very different style, but
Yeah.
not weaker at all. I'm so curious for who it's going to be.
This is quite an incredible atmosphere here, but Mina Markovic has absolutely shot up this wall. She's only been climbing 3 minutes. At this stage, Kim Jain, it took her an extra minute and a half to get here. Here's this green boulder, so she's already gone past where Jessica Pills was, so she's guaranteed of the bronze medal at least.
And she's still looking so fresh. I think she has got a lot more to give here.
Here we go, this is the big moments now.
Yeah, now it starts getting just so exciting. And yeah, she sticks that without a foot swing.
Mina Markovic is in silver medal position. She's gone past Akio Noguchi.
Really nice.
Oh my
So
goodness.
strong, so strong. And still looking great. She still has got more to give. You can see that really well here.
And she's not stopping. This is where Kim Jain had a good rest. Markovic just taking a little break here. She's looking up at the black hole.
And what's happening now? Wow, she's actually resting there.
One move
And
to go.
And yeah,
She's
she
done it!
fixed that. And now one more move. She just needs to go for the plus. Only one
Just
plus
needs the
more.
plus.
And if she gets the plus and
If she touches,
and
she's
yeah,
got it!
She's done it. She has got the victory. What an amazing climbing. And is she able to top this route? It's
No.
looking good. She's so close. Just one move more.
Come on, Mina.
Come on, just do it.
Come on, all the way
And
to the top. Oh, what a climb.
What an awesome climbing. Really nice go here.
Oh, what an atmosphere. Mina Markovic takes gold for Slovenia.
What a nice victory at the end of such a good season.
And, well, a very special moment. Tomo, the organiser, you can see he's on the right-hand side. He actually looks as if he's crying.
Yeah, for sure.
And Mina also, I think, she's getting a bit emotional. Oh,
What an amazing moment for the whole crowd. Everyone was like hoping for her win.
what a great moment. What a great moment indeed. Well, it's wonderful to see a man who's been involved in climbing for 25 years and he's crying as one of his chargers. She's just doing an interview in the local language here. Absolutely wonderful performance.
Yeah, it was really a wonderful performance.
And you know, it's great to see it's not just Kim, Jain and Akio Noguchi, is it? It's actually Mina Markovic as well. Those three athletes are just a cut above the rest at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Wonderful performance.
And look, the coach.
Here's the coach.
He's just so happy.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. I think the party might be going on quite late tonight here in Kranj.
For sure.
There's a big crowd.
People
They're all
will
waiting.
be really happy.
Yeah, they're all hanging around for the medalists. There's the pictures that you're going to be seeing on the websites as Mina Markovic. There is the result on screen, 46 plus for Markovic, Kim Jain a 42 plus, Noguchi a 36, and then Pils, Posh, Kobayashi, Verhoeven and Vidmar. What a great competition.
Yeah, it was just such an exciting competition once more. Just wonderful to watch.
There you go, those are the overall climbing rankings. So Kim Jain was top, Markovic will be silver medal, and Magdalena Rock gets bronze. So that is the season for lead climbing, and this is overall Noguchi top, Markovic second, and Momoka Oda of Japan third. Look at Japan there, four athletes in the top 8 overall climbing. What an incredibly strong
that's really incredible
performance. That is amazing. Well, it's medals time, and Sebastian, I've got to say thank you very much again.
Well, thank you as well. It was really nice to be commentating here with you.
It's always a pleasure to have you aboard, and
Thanks
you
a
know,
lot.
next year I'm sure we're going to see you in many finals, but if you're not, you're always welcome to come and talk.
Thank you. I will use that possibility for sure. But next year, I definitely want to be in finals, and next year I hope it's going to be my year to crush.
Well, we want to see you in finals, so thank you very much, and
Thank you as well.
have a great
good evening.
have a great winter, have a great training session, and we'll see you again.
Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Okay, thanks Sebastian. So Sebastian is heading off into the night, and we're just watching a few highlights of some of the climbs we've had. What an incredible atmosphere, and what a great evening of climbing entertainment. And it's such a shame because that's the last event on the IFSC World Cup for 2014. We've had some great events. We've really had a wonderful time. Mina just giving an interview here to the local TV station. First place, and we're going to get ready for medals. There's going to be 6 medals given out here. Gold for men and women, of course, for this event, and then we have the lead climbing competition overall, which will see Jakob Schubert and Kim Jain taking the golds, and then overall golds, which will see Sean McCall and Akio Noguchi taking golds. Wow. Take care. Thank you. Sebastian heads off into the evening. Don't drink too much tonight, Sebastian. Yeah, be a good boy. Look after that body. And so it was wonderful to have Sebastian with us. Yes, the men's final took place a little bit earlier on today. You can go backwards on YouTube, remember. So if you don't want me to spoil it, if I was you and you're watching this on YouTube, just go back to the very beginning of this webcast and you can watch the men's final as it happened. I'm always interested in taking any questions on tweets or YouTube. Lovely to see comments from people around the world. The chalk bag, Jack McKenzie, Danny Cohen, circuit climbing. That really was something special, wasn't it? From Mina Markovic. That really was quite incredible. Beautiful performance. Superb, and hopefully we're going to see a lot more of Mina next year. Really is going to be beautiful competition. You do sense that those 3 athletes are a little bit ahead of the rest of the field, and it's going to be a wonderful three-way battle between those three in 2015. Can't wait to see that. Well, we're just going to get things ready here for the medal ceremony. Well, while we're waiting for things to get ready, you're just looking at the results on the screen now. There's the women's final. But what we're going to do is we're going to play you a little video of a little snippet. Two men who are getting gold medals in a short period of time. We had a little chat with Jakob Schubert and Sean McCall, a little bit about their rivalry, and this is what they had to say.
All right, here we are in Kranj. Jakob Schubert, Sean McCall. It's a strange event for you two guys because you're both going to have a gold medal around your neck at the end of the weekend. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, like you said, I win the general overall combined. A lot of the fact because Jacob didn't even do the bouldering season, so that put me at a big advantage. But yeah, I've already won it, even if whoever's in second wins and I come last. So it's a really nice feeling. It's also the first time that I've won it because this guy's won it for the last 3 years in a row. But it's still a victory for me, so I'm really psyched.
And Jakob, here's your chance. Trash talking for next year. You know, you've let him have it once, but next year you're going to be back.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the last 3 years it was really close between us two as well. I think it would have been super difficult to beat him this year. He was strong both bouldering and lead. I mean, he's also having a good chance to be second or at least third in the lead overall. And yeah, I mean, I'm just super psyched that I was able to secure the lead overall already. I think we both can just climb without any mental pressure.
Third place, tretie miesto, Akio Noguchi, Japan. Medalja bosta podelila podpredsednik Mednarodne plezalne zveze Helmut Knabel in predsednik Planinske zveze Slovenije Bojan Krotovnik. Second place, drugo mesto, Jain Kim, Korea.
I can do that, don't worry.
Prvo mjesto, first place, Mina Marković, Slovenija. Please stand up for national anthem of Slovenia. Nekaj trenutkov za fotoshooting, v redu. Nadaljujemo s podelitvijo, medal ceremony for male.
bet 3. Priznání medal najboljšim trem na tekmi v Kranju. Medal ceremony will be presented by Vice President IFSC Helmut Nabel and Bojarotovnik, President of Slovenia Mountaineering Association. Third place, Sachiyama, Japan. Tretje mesto, Sachiyama, Japonska. Second place, drugo mesto, Sean McCall, Canada. Winner and first place, Adam Onda, Czech Republic. Please stand up for National Anthem of Czech Republic. Zdravimo torej še enkrat najboljšo trojko. Na nocojšnji tekmi v Kranju. Hvala lepa, thank you guys. Next medal ceremony, naslednja podelitev je za skupni seštevek v državnosti. Next medal ceremony for World Cup lead climbing. That's 3. Third place for Austria, Magdalena Rück. Medals will be presented by Mr. Helmut Nabel, Vice President, IFSC, and Mr. Bojarotovnik, President of Slovenian Mountaineering Association. Second place, drugo mesto, Nina Marković, Slovenija. First place and winner for World Cup lead, Jain, Korea. Please stand up for National Anthem of Korea. Pozdravljamo še enkrat torej najboljšo trojico v skupnem seštevku težavnostnega plezanja. Jain, Mina Marković in Magdalena. Magdalena iz Avstrije. Hvala lepa, thank you very much. Next medal ceremony, World Cup lead for 2014 for men. Medals will be presented by Vice President of IFSC and President of Slovenia Mountaineering Association. Third place, Adam Ondra, Czech Republic. Second place, Sean McCall, Canada. First place, Jakob Schubert, Austria. Please stand up for National Anthem of Austria. Thank you, Jakob, Sean and Adam. To so torej najboljši trije športni plezalci v državnosti. Next medal ceremony. Gremo že naprej z naslednjo podelitvijo. World Cup overall, torej v kombinaciji. Tretje mesto za Japonko Momoka Odo, ki je danes nažalost ni z nami. Drugo mesto Mina Marković, Slovenija. Medals are presented by Mr. Helmut Nabel, Vice President of IFSC, and Bojarotoni, President of Slovenia Mountaineering Association. First place for Akio Noguchi, Japan. Please stand up for National Anthem of Japan. najboljši dve, čeprav bi morali imeti tri. V kombinaciji, kjer šteje hitrostno plezanje, barvansko plezanje in težavnostno plezanje. In še zadnja podelitev je pred nami. Last medal ceremony. World Cup overall for men. Podelitev v kombinaciji še za fante za 2014. Tretje mesto. Slovenija. Presented by Mr. Vice President of International Federation for Sports Climbing and President of Slovenian Mountaineering Association. Second place from Czech Republic, Adam Ondra. First place from Canada, Sean McCall. Please stand up for National Anthem of Canada. Pozdravimo torej še enkrat najboljšo trojico, Jona, Adama in Šona. Zaključena je torej letošnja sezona. That's all for tonight. Thank you guys. Photo shooting also for photographers. Še enkrat povabilo na novinarsko konferenco, ki se bo pričela takoj. Svetovnega pokala športnega plezanja v Kranju. Naslednje leto bo že 20. jubilejna. Verjamem, da bodo organizatorji pripravili mogoče celo kakšno presenečenje. Vsekakor pa sem prepričan, da bodo tekmovalci še enkrat pripravili izvrstne predstave in vsaj tako zanimive, kot smo jih lahko spremljali danes. Čez nekaj trenutkov torej začetek novinarske konference z današnjimi zmagovalci in tudi z vsemi tremi slovenskimi finalisti, zato ste vsi skupaj seveda uljubno vabljeni, da ostanete še nekaj trenutkov z nami.
The route was hard. I think I've never climbed such a hard route here because it was pretty surprisingly hard from the very beginning, and I started climbing pretty nervously and there was like pretty much no place where I could calm down. So, well, I was using my power quite a lot in order to at least make some rest points and to calm myself down psychologically. Luckily, like towards the end, I was feeling better and I could give my best, I think.
You've had a great 2014 though, you know, double world champion, what a great year.
For sure, and even though I had some disappointments, of course, on some of the World Cups, like being twice a world champion and third in the overall World Cup lead, that's fantastic.
Adam, I think we've got to go, getting a press conference ready. Well done, congratulations, see you next year.
See you.
Mina Markovic, what an amazing performance here today. You must feel absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, I think that is not really easy to find the words to describe this climbing and feeling today.
And in front of your home crowd, you were looking a bit emotional when you came off the wall. I saw a few tears in the eyes.
Yeah, I just really wanted to climb this competition well, no matter of the result. And I succeeded at this point, and that was the biggest award for me.
And you, Akio, and Kim, you're going to be battling for next year as well, aren't you? You know, you the three of you are climbing at such a good level now that it's wonderful to see. Do you feel you're climbing as good as you've ever climbed?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable on wall, and I'm really enjoying it last time. So I little regret that the season is already over, but maybe better that more motivation and everything will stay for the next year, and I definitely can't wait the new things to start.
Well, you're the girl on form. You've had 3 golds, 2 silvers in your last 5 events. Does it make you feel really good as well? There's a lot of young kids here who came and watched that. Do you think that you may have created a couple of Slovenian champions for the future who saw you do that and are thinking, I'm going to be the next Mina?
Yeah, it's always nice if you encourage kids, but I think if they love climbing, they just keep love climbing, not climbing because they want to be the next number 1.
Well, Mina, it's brilliant to see you on such great form, and women's league climbing is superb with the 2 Asian girls as well. So you're doing it for Europe as well at the moment. Well done, Mina, and have a lovely rest.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go. Kim, Jain, it's great to be with you again. You've got a very big trophy in your hand. Just tell us about your thoughts about the event today.
Today, I felt hard, but I'm quite satisfied of my climbing, and now I'm just happy to finish well of my season. Yes.
And if you could say the same in Korean for your fans back home.
슬로베니아 대회가 항상 저한테 쉽지 않은 대회였는데 오늘 등반한 거에 대해서 만족하고 또 좋은 성적으로 시즌을 잘 마무리할 수 있어서 너무 기쁩니다.
Great. Well, it's been lovely talking to you throughout the year. Have a good rest. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, we've had an absolutely fantastic year of climbing. We've just seen all the medals given out for lead and overall. In fact, all the top climbers are in front of me here getting ready for the press conference. They're still chatting about some of the problems that we've just seen on the wall here. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage from the IFSC webcast team. There's Johnny Rhodes, Dan Finn, Johnny Bryan, Mike Roper, myself, Adrian Battersby, Colin Lawless. There's lots of them out there who've all been doing a great job bringing you world-class climbing from every one of the events. 19 of them here in 2014, and I believe next year there's going to be another 15 as well. I just can't wait to see how the athletes are going to get on next year. We've got some great talent. It's going to be absolutely wonderful to see, and I hope you're going to join us and enjoy on IFSC on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye here from Kranj.